Hello students, I am Kamaljit Sharma, PGT Accountancy, teaching in Cambridge International School, the SUA. This lecture is prepared for the subject of Business Studies for Grade 11 Commerce. Students, as you know, we have started the chapter number 1, that is Evolution and Fundamentals of Business. Let's recap. Dear students, in the last session we have studied about various activities of business. We have also studied about history of trade and commerce. Now we will learn about the types of industries in this session. I hope this video will definitely help you. Students, various business activities may be classified into two broad categories, that is industry and commerce. Industry is concerned with the production or processing of goods and materials. Commerce includes all those activities which are necessary for facilitating the exchange of goods and services. On the basis of these two categories, we may classify business firms into industrial and commercial enterprises. This business activities chart will help us to understand the concept of industry and commerce. Business is broadly classified into industry and commerce. Industries are further classified into primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. In the primary sector, there are extractive and genetic industries, whereas in the secondary sector, there are manufacturing and construction. Manufacturing sector is further divided into four types: analytical, synthetical, processing and assembling. The third type of industry is tertiary industries, which includes the services. Commerce is further divided into trade and auxiliaries of trade. For trade and auxiliaries of trade, we will study in our next lesson. Let us start with industry. Industry refers to economic activities which are connected with conversion of resources into useful goods. The term industry is used for activities in which mechanical appliances and technical skills are involved. These include activities relating to producing or processing of goods as well as breeding and raising of animals. The term industry is also used to mean groups of firms producing similar or related goods. For example, cotton textile industry refers to all manufacturing units producing textile goods from cotton. Similarly, electronic industry would include all firms producing electronic goods and so on. Further, in common parlance means in common sense, certain services like banking and insurance are also referred to as industry, say banking industry, insurance industry, etc. Industries may be divided into three broad categories, namely primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary industries. These include all those activities which are connected with the extraction and production of natural resources and reproduction and development of living organisms, plants, etc. These industries may be further subdivided as follows, that is, extractive industries. These industries extract or draw out products from natural sources. Extractive industries supply some basic raw materials that are mostly products of the soil. Products of these industries are usually transformed into many other useful goods by manufacturing industries. Important extractive industries include farming, mining, lumbering, hunting and fishing operations. These are also few examples of primary industries. Next are genetic industries. These industries remain engaged in breeding plants and animals for their use in further reproduction. For the breeding of plants, the seeds and nursery companies are typical examples of genetic industries. In addition, activities of cattle breeding farms, poultry farms, and fishing hatcheries come under the class of genetic industries. Next types of industry is secondary industries. These are concerned with using the materials which have already been extracted at the primary stage. These industries process such materials to produce goods for final consumption or for further processing by other industries. For example, the mining of an iron ore is a primary industry, but manufacturing of steel is a secondary industry. Secondary industries may be further divided as, here you can see an example of secondary industry. As I have said, secondary industries also further classified as number 1 manufacturing industries. These industries are engaged in producing goods to processing of raw materials and thus creating from utilities. They turn out diverse finished products that we consume through the conversion of raw materials or partly finished materials in their manufacturing operations. Manufacturing industries may be further divided into four categories on the basis of methods of operation for production. The first one is analytical industry, which analyzes and separates different elements from the same material, as in the case of oil refinery. Next is synthetical industry. Synthetical industry is that industry which combines various ingredients into a new product, as in the case of cement. The next one is processing industry. It is that industry in which involves successive stages for manufacturing finished products, as in the case of sugar and paper. The next one is assembling industry, which assembles different component parts to make a new product, as in the case of television, car, computer, etc. Next type of secondary industry is construction industries. These industries are involved in the construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, as well as tunnels and canals. Engineering and architectural skills are an important part in construction industries. The third and last type of industries are tertiary industries. These are concerned with providing support services to primary and secondary industries, as well as activities relating to trade. These industries provide service facilities. As business activities, these may be considered part of commerce because as auxiliary to trade, they assist trade. Included in this category are transport, banking, insurance, warehousing, communication, packaging, and advertising. Here you can see the examples of tertiary industries. See on the right side, the pronunciation of this word is written over here. It is tertiary. The examples are entertainment industries, hospitality industry, that is tourism, mass media, healthcare or hospitals, public health, information technology, waste disposal, consultancy firms, gambling, retail sales and franchising, real estate, education, financial services like banking, insurance, investment management, then FMCG. FMCG means fast moving consumer goods. Then professional services like accounting, legal services, then management, consulting, etc. Now we will study about commerce. Commerce includes two types of activities like trade and auxiliaries of trade. Buying and selling of goods is termed as trade, but there are a lot of activities that are required to facilitate the purchase and sale of goods. These are called services or auxiliaries to trade and include transport, banking, insurance, communication, advertisement, packaging and warehousing. Commerce therefore includes both buying and selling of goods, that is trade, as well as auxiliaries to auxiliaries such as transport, banking, etc. Students, commerce provides the necessary link between producers and consumers. It embraces all those activities which are necessary for maintaining a free flow of goods and services. Thus, all activities involving the removal of hindrances in the process of exchange are included in commerce. The hindrances may be in respect of persons, place, time, risk, finance, etc. The hindrances of persons is removed by trade, thereby making goods available to the consumers from the producers. Transport removes the hindrances of place by moving goods from the place of production to the markets for sale. Storage and warehousing activities removes the hindrances of time by facilitating holding of stocks of goods to be sold as and when required. Goods held in stock as well as goods in course of transport are subject to the risk of loss or damage due to theft, fire, accidents, etc. Protection against these risks is provided by insurance of goods. Capital required to undertake the above activities is provided by banking and financing institutions. Advertising makes it possible for producers and traders to inform consumers about the goods and services available in the market. Hence, commerce is said to consist of activities of removing the hindrances of persons, place, time, risk, finance, and information in the process of exchange of goods and services. Dear students, now we will conclude our lesson. In this lesson, we have studied about the types of industries, which includes primary industries, secondary industries, and tertiary industries. We have also studied about the trade and auxiliaries of trade. I hope this session would help you understanding the concept of trade and industry. So this is the end of this session. So students, stay home, stay safe, but study regularly. Thank you.